Welcome to Everything Co-op, bringing you information on how cooperatives can help improve your quality of life. This show is being sponsored by the National Co-op Bank, NCB. The NCB is dedicated to strengthening communities nationwide for the delivery of banking and financial services for the nation's cooperatives, their members, and other socially responsible organizations. For more information on the power of community ownership, visit ncb.coop. That's ncb.coop. Now stay tuned for your host, Vernon Oakes.
Good morning, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes. Welcome to Everything Cooperative. It's a beautiful, wonderful day this Thursday. And we are hoping that you are living cooperatively. Living cooperatively means coming together, sharing resources, skills, monies, such that the group would be much better off than any individual. You know, the capitalistic model seems like it fosters, by its nature, independence and greed. You know, greed isn't necessarily bad. It becomes bad when one sort of wants to take things from you and take it for themselves, or take things from me and take it for ourselves. But that's why I like the cooperative model. It's about us coming together and sharing what we have, being good neighbors. You know, I like this cooperative model. That's why I went to school, got an MBA, was so that I could make money. Nothing necessarily wrong with making money. Quite frankly, I really like making money. I like being profitable, being productive. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But when you get to the place where a handful of people have a lot of money and then they want to take that money and buy politicians or create laws or create tax returns and tax laws to help them get more money at the expense of other people. I really don't get the psychology. I don't get the mentality of, if I've got $1 billion or $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 billion, $100 billion, why do I need to get better tax returns at the expense of social programs? They call them entitlement programs. I don't necessarily think they're entitlement in that. Like Social Security, I paid into that. I'm entitled because I paid into it. It's not like I'm entitled like if I've got a welfare check that I didn't pay into. So some of them are entitlement, but if you are poor and you need a hand up, I think that's what the Bible talks about, helping the least of these. And as a country, particularly when this country has helped to keep so many people down, that it seems like we would want to put in programs to help everybody. Well, here comes the cooperative business model. It's been around for quite some time. Next month is Black History Month. And during Black History Month, we'll be talking about the role that the co-ops have played throughout our 400 years here, throughout our history. The co-op model has been around, but we weren't taught about it. It wasn't discussed in the homes and in our schools, this cooperative business model. But there's a lot of history that shows that the cooperative model has been very much a part of how we sustain ourselves through slavery and Jim Crow and all of the hardships that we went through. It's like more that the plantation owner or the overseer would whip us or lynch us or kill us, the more we would come together to survive, to support each other, the extended family. So it's sort of like in our nature, but it's also in our nature from tribal times. Look at the American Indian on the plains, or if you go back to Africa and look at the tribes, people had their roles that they played in the community. Folks worked cooperatively. May not have been called a cooperative business, but everybody had to do their task, or the tribe the village did not succeed. So it's a part of I believe a part of humanity is to work cooperatively, work together for the betterment of the community, for the betterment of the family, for the betterment of each individual within the community, working cooperatively. Now that's kind of like anti or just the opposite of the capitalistic model. In the capitalistic model, it's mainly me. What it is I can do for me. How can I improve my quality of life? The Lone Ranger syndrome, the John Wayne, I did it by myself. I pulled up by my own bootstraps. If you go and look at the history, that's not true. Any of those stories that John Wayne was in, there was always a battalion or a group that supported him and he supported them. It was never the Lone Ranger. At least Lone Ranger had Tonto. There was somebody working together for the good. So this independent myth is a myth. This independent sort of, I'm going to do it on my own. There's always somebody there helping. There's always somebody there supporting. There might be a leader in a hierarchy, but that leader can't get things done by himself or herself. And in most of our history has been the white man himself at the head. But that's changing. That's changing big time. So March, we're having Women's History Month, and so we'll be talking about women's role in the cooperative movement. And women seem to have been the worker bees behind the scene for most in the 1800s, 1900s in the cooperative movement, and they had men, particularly white men, in the front leading. But that is changing a lot, as you can see by these women's marches and the women coming out to become candidates for elections. And I really do believe that if more women get involved in politics, if more women get involved in running businesses, that there will be an automatic cooperative nature because of their nourishing roles that they do in the family. So that women, more by nature than men, are cooperative in nature. But men do it. We can do it. So living cooperatively is how we come together, work together, figure out how we can be productive in our society, how we can solve community problems, community needs, working together. One gentleman said on the program early on that co-ops are formed to solve community problems. If there's no community problem, there's no need for a cooperative. Cooperatives are based on the values of self-help. I like that one to start off with, self-help. Not looking for somebody else to help, but to help self. Self-responsibility, democracy, equality, equity, and solidarity. Solidarity, working together. Democracy, one member, one vote. Self-responsibility, but being responsible. So those are the values, and then there are 7 cooperative principles. So that's why we do cooperatives. And Damian has joined us so we can talk more about the cooperative that they are doing. Good morning, Damian.
Good morning. How you doing there, Mr. Vernon?
I'm doing
Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing just great. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent there, sir.
Great. So I understand you've got a new project.
Yes, sir. We have an alkaline water cooperative that we have just established. It's been going for about the last 9 months.
Alkaline water.
Yes.
What is alkaline water, and why do you need alkaline water?
Well, I would start, we're talking about cooperatives, but alkaline water is essential to the balancing of the body. It's really necessary. With the intake of the foods that we have in our diet in these days, fast food and processed foods, a lot of those foods have a lot of components in it to preserve the shelf life. And that's acidic. And when that is intaken into the body, it lowers the pH level of the body. So we need to take in more alkaline water with a higher pH level. So the alkaline water raises the pH level into a harmonious balance so the body can heal faster and fight off any type of element.
Okay. So our bodies are more acidic, which is a lower pH. Also, for all of these things that we eat, the body secretes acids to digest them. So the body's more acidic, and we need the alkaline in there to help balance out the body for healing and get the immune system right.
Yes.
You got it. Got it.
Yes.
Listen, Damian, we've got to go into our first break already. We're going to come back and talk about the co-op that you're forming and alkaline water and how you guys are working and using the cooperative principles and so forth. But we'll be right back. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOS and 95.9.
Information is power. And that's why WOL makes a great, great partner in producing this show, because the National Cooperative Bank has sponsors this program to give you the information about cooperatives so that if you use this information, that's where the power comes in. Using the information that we're giving you here about how you can start your own co-op, how you can locate a cooperative, how you can help create your own wealth, financial and social wealth. Get the power to control your community, solve the problems within your community. And what we're talking about now is what happens in the body. Damian, how do you get onto this alkaline water thing, man?
Yes. Well, you can follow us on social media at Black Star Alkaline Water. That's our IG handle. On Twitter with Black Star AW, and that stands for Alkaline Water. And on Facebook, you can Google us, and you can find us on Facebook at Black Star Alkaline Water. And what we're doing right now, we are launching a 9.5 alkaline water. So we're distributing 5-gallon and 1-gallon containers, and we're just about to release it. So we have a GoFundMe campaign to help with some of the influx of costs, which is giving us with us together. The cooperative was founded with 3 black men that live in Ward 8. We have been working on brainstorming in our study group and meetings about solutions to empower our community. And the cooperative platform is something I've been studying for the last 3 years, and I presented that to the team, and we brainstormed around a solution. How can we bring an economic base, but also bring a value, and we can serve the community and enhance the vibrancy of the community? And that's where we came up with the alkaline water, to raise the vibrancy of the community. So the cooperative was established as a worker-owned cooperative with 3 black fathers, and that's why we call it the Black Star Alkaline Cooperative. And right now, we don't have open to membership for the cooperative activity, but we're producing, and we operate under all of the 7 principles of cooperative economics.
So 3 black men came together and formed this business, this cooperative business, and it's a worker-owned cooperative. And a worker-owned cooperative means that the employees own and control the business.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you get more employees, then you could increase your membership. But right now you have 3 employees, 3 members.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
And you work under the 7 principles, and so we'll talk about those in a bit. So how long have you said 9 months you've started?
Yes, this development study started from just studying the components, studying the business, and looking at the distributing piece. Started back in January 2017, actually. So this is like 1 year of just the development of it, but we actually launched it 9 months ago. And we came out with a 8.5 6-liter water bottle, and we were selling them at singles or in packs of 24s, and we were distributing them at the local stores, Mom's Pizza, and Secret of Nature. Those are 2 local stores right here in Ward 8 that supported us. And then we did weekly. They have a monthly cooperative meeting here in DC that Appeal does, and so we sell it there too. but we're launching the new 9.5, raising the alkalinity level in the body, that assists to raise the alkalinity level in the body. I'm sorry.
So what's the monthly cooperative meeting?
We have a weekly cooperative meeting, actually, because we're workers. So we meet weekly, discuss the business. We discuss any customers, and we take orders through Facebook or through email or IG.
What's the email address?
The email address is blackstaralkalinewater@gmail.com.
blackstaralkalinewater@gmail.com?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and the way people can get involved, they can contact us there to purchase.
They can contact you to purchase or contact you to...
Yeah, contact us to purchase.
All right. So a year ago, you have this bright idea. Let's start a water company.
Mm-hmm.
How did you go about how did you decide where the product is, where are you going to get your product from, and what pH it's going to be and all of that?
Yes. Well, we did research online, and we researched different distribution, the distribution process. You know, if we were going to bottle the water ourselves, or we was going to purchase the water and have it shipped to us, and then we distribute it. And they shipped it to us with our labels on them. And we tested the water when they came in. And they tested at the exact selling price of what they said at 8 point to 8.5 alkalinity level. And as we began to research, and because it's a small cooperative and we're starting on a shoestring budget, and we really believe in it. We really believe in that the knowledge that we're learning just on how to work together in a Black community and developing a cooperative. So we haven't pushed it, and we're reaching out for community support. We haven't pushed it to a mass production level and went to the banks and tried to do it the traditional way to develop our business. We thought that if we start with a small investment, the three of us, 3 men, the 3 fathers, we're all fathers, and we live in Ward 8. We came together and we created an investment kitty. And when we got to the place where every month we'll put the percentage that we agreed to every month. And once we got to our goal, then we began to distribute our water. And what we're looking at, we're taking stages and steps. So that the stage that we're at now is to produce a higher alkalinity water. And we have done the research on that. And we're in the beginning stages of getting ready to launch that.
All right. So you've been selling it in 2 locations. You said Mom's Pizza?
Pizza, yeah.
And in Ward 8?
The Secret of Nature.
What's the brother that runs The Secret of Nature that owns that business?
Corey Dunkson.
Corey, yeah. So we'll give a shout out to Corey.
Yes.
Secret of Nature is right down on
South Capitol Street.
Right before Atlantic, or South Capitol and Atlantic. Secrets of Nature.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And Brother Corey started his business because his mother was ill and wasn't getting any help from the doctors. So
wow.
He started doing research on naturopathic health.
Yeah.
And he started his business. And the brother knows a lot. He's learned a lot through the years.
Yes. And that's one of my advisors. And he's a great supporter of ours, too.
All right. So why did you decide a co-op instead of a partnership or getting an LLC and you 3 guys just own the business? Why a co-op?
Because we want to grow it and we want to offer it. Our focus is to empower Black fathers. And our aim for our goal is a very strategic economic base that we want to develop. Because when we look around business, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a full-time business owner. I run a waste management and landscaping company. And I know the power of being a business owner and how that has been able to enhance my life. And I wanted to share that. And my brothers, they're community organizers. One's an entertainer, which he knows business, and one's a community organizer that assists in running a nonprofit after-school program. And we all understand economics to a degree, but the cooperative values that are developed go beyond the value of just the financial gain of running a business. Because a cooperative is a business, and that brings profit just like any other traditional business. But the value of sharing that equally, sharing the roles and responsibility, empowering the voice of sometimes in our communities, the voiceless, and being an example for the voiceless to be able to go out here and go do the same exact thing collectively. Not one person being on top and then everybody being at the bottom, but everybody equally being able to receive an equal share financially and innovatively.
Okay. So, we're going to take our next break in about a minute, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the principles. So you formed this co-op so that you could share, work together, share resources. You pooled your money in monthly and then look for the water. And so you got somebody to produce the water, put your label on it, and you're selling it through 2 clients right now, or people can go online to Black Star Alkaline Water, Facebook, or Black Star Alkaline Water at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm drinking alkaline water now, either alkaline water or electrolyte water, to change the pH in my body. So for healing, but also for better digestion.
Yeah.
So it is something that highly recommend for people to do is alkaline water. I thought Black Star meant it was black water, but it's these black men that own it. We're going to take a break. Yeah. We'll be right back, bro.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOF and 95.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes. The program is Everything Cooperative. We have Damian on the line with us today. He and 2 friends started a business, a cooperative business, selling alkaline water. Black Star Alkaline Water is the name of their company. You can go on Facebook, Black Star Alkaline Water, or you can email them blackstaralkalinewater@gmail.com if you want to order some alkaline water from these brothers. Something caught my attention, Damian. You said when you all started a year ago, you started with study groups. What were you studying?
Yeah. We were studying, solutions that have our ancestors and individuals have worked on to improve circumstances in underserved communities. And education was a very important one. So we began to read different books. And from that, the development went from people showing up, some people not showing up, some people not reading all the stuff that they needed to do. But the 3 of us were very consistent. And we were gaining foot traction to looking at opening up a cooperative. And we started talking about cooperatives because we looked at the economics was a very necessary need, and the health of people eating all of this fast food. That is those things lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, and other elements. And how can we prevent those things? So we decided we're going to focus on that area and what can we produce that can solve or work on or provide a solution to enhance our community. And so we came up with the idea of developing alkaline water. And we know that the values and the principles that it will serve everybody. And our goal is for it to serve everyone, not only our community, but we want to take it beyond our community. So, right now, we're focused right in our community.
So the 5th principle of a cooperative is education, training, and information. That cooperatives provide education and training for their members, elected representatives, that's politicians, for their employees, managers, and they also provide education to the general public. And that's why I'm glad you're on the show today to talk to the general public about cooperatives. So you're in the study group. There's some people that come and go. The 3 of you are very consistent, and you're studying, and you say, okay, we want to work in the health field, how well-being, how people can have better health. That is a huge need in the Black community, particularly with diabetes and high blood pressure, alcoholism, smoking. There's a lot of things that we do that hurt ourselves. So we eat fast food. That's part of our culture, but it's pretty much in the brown and black community. And that means that our stomach that processes this food is acidic. So one way of helping to solve this problem is getting folks to drink water, and particularly alkaline water. So that's your process, right? That's your thinking.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you all are putting in, you decide, hey, we're going to bring $5 a month, $10 a month, $100 a month, but something we're going to be putting in. So we're going to pool our resources so we can start this business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. So now, did you incorporate or create an LLC? What did you do legally?
What we did legally, we registered with the District of Columbia as a business. In our bylaws, we operate as a cooperative. In our decisions are not made without the majority of the votes. We actually made a decision that we all have to agree. All three of us have to agree before we move forward on something. So we propose our ideas. So we formed it as an LLC. So it's an LLC.
That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
So you formed it as an LLC, but a cooperative under the Limited Liability Corporation. And so you have to have unanimity. Total. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to agree. Okay. Is that difficult?
It's not difficult with these guys. Each of us have a different component. I'm the one that's available to talk today because I see opportunities. But we have Mike and we have Jason, and they're both teachers. They're actually they both, one is doing some school projects, and they have jobs, so they're at work today. But we all bring really unique attributes to the table, mm-hmm. and we're able to hear one another when we speak, because we speak from three different points of views most of the time. I'm the one that's always trying to move ahead faster and trying to think of things, but they're more like, let's learn more about what we need to do next. Let's do more research. So it brings it into a balance. When I want to push forward, and when they want to move too slow, I'm able to give them the push and keep the momentum going. So it's really good. It actually is a really good. And we agreed that we're not going to open it up to other members right now, and we're going to focus on establishing this as a model that could be an example, because we really believe in being an example. So we're trying to design it that way also, not to only just focus on Black people, but anybody can utilize the same model. And we're going to open it up to the whole community.
Well, as a worker cooperative, it seems like the members are only people that are employees.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide you want your customers to become members, then that's a consumer cooperative, and that's how you could open it up to anybody. But they do have...
Yes, and that's what we have thought out, too. It's going to be ran as a hybrid, so it's not only going to be a worker-owned cooperative, it will also be a consumer-based cooperative also.
Yeah, I've only heard of food co-ops running under that hybrid of both worker-owned cooperatives and consumer cooperatives, where the people that buy into food store is part of the membership too. But that would be interesting to see how you all work that out. Now, are you guys a member of the U.S. Federation of Worker Co-ops?
Not yet. And, Vernon, that's something I need to assist them with. We need to also open up a bank account with the cooperative bank. That's
a national cooperative bank who's sponsoring this program. Yes, you do need to open up a bank account with them.
Yes, definitely. And that's something we're going to do. I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to bring that up in our next meeting.
Okay. So you formed the LLC. You got your bylaws. You under the Limited Liability Corporation, you're operating as a cooperative. You have 3 members who are employees of the business. And is a business called Black Alkaline Water?
Yes.
.llc. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you make decisions by unanimous vote. All right. So I got the picture of this is a company. Now, you went out and did research, and you're buying water from somebody that creates the alkaline water, and you put your label on, and then you distribute it.
Yes. Currently, what we have decided to do is to produce our own water now. So that's what we're at the development of right now. We're preparing to produce our own water, and we have supported just the beginning of this year. They had a couple of community events, and we were distributing our water and having a tasting of the alkaline water that we're going to be launching.
So you're doing the research, the chemistry of creating your own alkaline water.
Mm-hmm.
Is that difficult? Difficult from how much money you've got to put into processing this water?
It is. There are certain levels. So that's how come we're looking at providing direct per orders. And we're not going to take the 9.5 right now into the stores. We're only going to work directly. So we're going to be taking orders directly from to raise the money to be able to have it on a level where we can be producing it and distributing it in the stores.
Okay.
Because it takes a nice deal of investment to acquire the machines, and that's something we've been saving for over the course of the last 9 months. And now we're looking at getting the community support, and we have gotten the community support before already. So we are relaunching a GoFundMe. We just relaunched the GoFundMe campaign to raise money to offset the influx of costs.
Brother Damian, how much money do you need to buy the equipment and the capital investment to do your own water?
I don't have all the numbers right in front of me.
Okay.
Yes, but we have a small campaign out right now for $1,700. Yes. I don't even have the campaign in front of me. I believe it's 17,000 or seven. I think it's 1,700. So we have a small campaign to launch our first product of the 9.5 in the 5-gallon and the 1-gallon containers.
Okay, how much does the 1-gallon container cost? If I want to buy a 1-gallon container of water from you, how much would that of alkaline water, 9.5 pH of 9.5?
Yes,
pretty high.
So we don't have all the costs factored out yet, but the way that we're going to be distributing it is we're going to be using recycled water containers. So we're going to be selling the recycled water containers, and on your first purchase, all you do is buy the recycled water container at a 1-gallon or 5-gallon container, and you get the water for free. And then we have a charge when you bring the containers back, and we refill it free.
Okay. All right. Do you have a location where you bring the containers back, or you go buy the containers?
Yeah, we're researching all of those things right now. We don't have an exact location that we can promote right now on air. So I won't be able to promote. We're not in the production of selling the alkaline 9.5 right now.
All right. So this is your plan.
We're going to launch it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking for the community to support us and and bringing it forth.
So right now, if I want Black Star Alkaline Water, I'll just go to Secrets of Nature.
Yes.
Down at South Capitol and Atlantic.
Yes.
Okay. And I talked to Brother Corey.
Yep.
About getting me some. All right. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I was trying to get this address for Secrets of Nature.
Okay.
It's 3925 South Capitol Street, Southwest.
Yes.
So, okay. So that's going down is on the right-hand side, right before you get to Atlantic Avenue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you can go in there and get you some. They have some great food in there, by the way.
Yep.
Vegan. Well, not vegan. It's natural foods. But
it's vegan.
Well, it's cooked. Most of the time, when I think of vegan, I think of non-cooked foods, vegetarian,
raw.
non-cooked, raw. But this is vegetarian.
Could be
Vegetarian.
Could be. Yes. There's a difference between vegetarian and vegan also, because vegetarian you still drink milk, you still intake the byproducts of animals, but not the actual meat of the animal.
Well, the vegetarians that I know don't do any milk or eggs or anything. If they're true vegetarian, but if they're vegan, the ones that I know, they don't cook anything. They don't put any heat to anything. They may dehydrate stuff, but they don't cook anything. So he has vegetarian foods, as I see it, non-dairy vegetarian foods, and it's quite good.
Yes, it is very delicious.
So we're going to take our third break, and I want to come back and talk about these principles. I got a sense of how you got started, where you are in your business process and your planning, raising capital, and so forth. But we'll be right back. Please don't touch that dial.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOF and 95.9 FM.
You know, the National Cooperative Bank sponsors this program. NCB's mission, is to work with the United States cooperative, America's cooperatives and their members, especially in low-income communities, by providing innovative financial and related services. And Damian, that's why you've got to get in touch with them to open up a bank account, because if you need financial services, that could be loans, that could be some kind of you factor your receivables, but they'll work with you. And I also highly recommend that you would check out the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives. Going to their annual meetings and getting into their information, and they have technical training and ways of helping both get started and sustain businesses. So I have found them very, very, very helpful. As you probably know, I don't know if you remember, but I'm changing Oakes Management as a property management company. The goal is to change it into a worker-owned cooperative where the employees will own the business. And so I've gotten a lot of help from the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives and a group called DAWN, D-A-W-N, to get the technical support, the training about a co-op and how to work. And this unanimous decision-making was one of the things that the employees talked about, how to make decisions, how to work together when there are conflicts. And eventually you guys are working really well together. But eventually there will be conflicts, and how do you work those through so you can get a unanimous vote one way or the other? So, highly recommend that you check them out. There's also Cooperative Development Fund, Damian. The Cooperative Development Fund is in D.C., and they have different pots of money to help cooperatives get started and sustain themselves. I know one pot they have to help start food co-ops, but they may have pots of money to help you guys get started. And $1,700 is not a lot of money in the world of money, but they may have grants, or they may have loans, or they may have different ways of helping to get you started. So I'd recommend that. There are other pools of money and technical support out there that could help you get the knowledge so that you could be highly successful. Okay, so how are you guys using the cooperative principles? The first one is, we've already talked about number 5. You started with study centers, study bees, getting together and working together and reading books. But volunteer and open membership is the first principle. Cooperatives are volunteer organizations, open to all persons, able to use its services, and willing to accept the responsibilities of membership without regard to gender, social, racial, political, or religious discrimination. Open to everybody. How are you guys with that principle?
Yes, and that's what we decided right now. We where we at with our staff and our team, we feel confident enough to build it to a place where we can bring in more members. And when that point comes, we're definitely opening up to more members. And that's the way we're looking at it, seeing how we're going to also do it. It's going to be a worker-owned cooperative and also a consumer-owned cooperative. And that's something we're studying to introduce right now is the consumer side. Working out the worker-owned side, we want to work out all the kinks and I'm going to definitely follow up with the Federation of Cooperatives and the National Cooperative Bank and the cooperative funding opportunities that they have here in the District of Columbia to get knowledge and share that with our team and get advice, because the consumer-owned side is something that I'm not too familiar with. Having the consumer's input in how do we manage that on a democratic base. And we would have to develop that division. And I think, like you suggested to me and to our audience, all the resources that we have here in our community. I'm familiar with those organizations, and I've shared those organizations, but I haven't brought the information that those organizations provide to my team. And I should. We had decided that we didn't want to go the conventional way and get any loans at this point. So we want to study and make sure that we have something solid before we take it to the next level of getting loans and outside funding.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest loans right away either, because you really got to build the base up. A base of income coming in, a base of getting some kind of a profit. But there's also, about the DC Co-op Stakeholders Group, and they're meeting this coming Friday, the 1st. Is it the 1st? No, the 14th.
It's Thursday. The 14th? Oh, okay.
Well, it's the 14th monthly meeting this Friday from 1 to 2.
Yes.
Yeah, the Co-op Stakeholders meeting they're meeting at 441 4th Street Northwest, Suite 1107.
Yes.
So right at Judiciary Square. Is that Judiciary Square off the?
Yeah, that's between Judiciary Square and Gallery Place stop. I know. I'm very familiar with that location too. I mean, and that organization. So I will. I'm gonna see if my schedule allows me to make it there.
All right. It's this Friday from 1 to 2:30, 441 4th Street Northwest, Suite 1107, for anybody who want to go to the DC Co-op Stakeholders Group meeting. I am going to do my best to be there also. I've only made one of their meeting out of their 14 meeting. So we'll see if I can make this number 2. So democratic member control is the second principle, and it sounds like you guys have the control. It's one member, one vote, and all three of you have a vote, and you look for unanimous decision in order to move forward on anything. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, number 3 is member economic participation. We've already talked about that, in that you all decided how much money you're going to put in on a monthly basis to get the business started, to get that legal work done, to get your orders in place, to figure out where you're going to buy water from, and then how you will get that in stores. I was thinking about, just like Corey has Secrets of Nature, there's a brother that has a health food store he was on 4th Street, on 8th Street at 4th Northeast. Nate is his name.
Yes, Dynamic Wellness.
Yes. Yeah, and they've moved to where they're on 4th Street now at H. So they've moved, but that would be another place that could possibly distribute your water.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm very familiar with that location, too.
All right. Now, you mentioned Mom's health food store when you were talking about Mom's Pizza, but Mom's would be a great place also.
Yes, and that's what we're gearing up for, and I think that's going to be coming more as we generate more income and acquire more equipment to be able to produce at the level to sell in a facility at that level.
Well, remember, economic participation is you put money in, but as you make a profit, then you also the members decide how you would distribute that profit, whether you have dividends or keep it for growth. Number 4 is autonomy and independence. Even if, no government, or if you do raise capital, then you don't let those entities tell the group how to function. But the members have to keep the autonomy and independence. Mm-hmm. And number 5, we've talked about, and I would just say, if you listen to Jessica Gordon-Nimhard, who wrote the book Collective Courage, looking at the whole co-op movement in the black community, particularly through the civil rights, but all the way back to the 1800s, she says that whenever co-ops got into problem, they would go back to their study bees, that this education was always a part of it. And Jessica's going to be on the program February the 15th. She's been on a couple times. She's dynamic, and she has a lot of information about our history as a people, but also as co-ops in that history.
Yes. Man, that is a phenomenal book. And that was the book that we were studying.
Okay.
Yes, that's a phenomenal book. I've read that book about twice now.
I wouldn't mind being in a group. I wouldn't mind being in a group that studies that book. I get more out of it every time I go through it. Now, cooperation among cooperatives, that's working with co-ops working with each other to strengthen the cooperative movement. And by coming to the stakeholders meeting on Friday and by doing other things, then you can not only get help from cooperatives, you can begin to help other co-ops. And number 7 is what you already do, and that's concern for community. All right. Those are the principles. Now, we only have about a minute left. What would you like to leave our listeners with? What message would you like to leave them with?
Cooperatives, I believe, is the way to go to enhance and sustain our community, creating jobs, creating value in our community. I think that's the best way here in America and around the world, actually. And for people to join us on our campaign, at our GoFundMe campaign, it's called Black Alkaline Water. They can Google it. And you can also join us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Black Alkaline Water, to get our updates with locations that we're going to be doing tasting that, because over the course of the next couple of months, as we're raising money and to produce and to start distributing our 9.5 alkaline waters, you're going to hear all about that information. So please follow us. And thank you so much, Vernon.
Thanks for being on, Damian.
Having me on today.
Thanks for being on. And everybody, live this week cooperatively. Work together and let's grow.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WO.